Welcome to Indiana.
Oh, those look like those readers. Oh, I think that was it. I think it's the first time I've ever seen it.
Take the next right onto Old State Road 46, then you will arrive at your destination.
Maybe that's the exit? It said take a right though, didn't it? Yeah. I mean, it clearly is.
You have arrived.
Okay, you guys fucked that up, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like maybe turn around up here. There's a way. Good grief. I mean, we saw it, but I thought maybe there's another way.
Oh yeah, I thought maybe
Like a whoosh and around. Maybe that was, yeah. Let's try this again, huh?
right there it is.
Get us. Okay, slow down, man. We can see where we need to go. Tour center.
Over there.
Oh no. Yeah, go to the right. They said they were at the center.
Tours are here, so
Yeah.
that's the restaurant.
Yeah.
Might be the red car over there.
My goodness. I think we just avoided maybe a big accident or something because a bunch of cops and ambulance started driving by. We were like, this last 5 miles was crazy.
How are you guys? It's good to see you. Good to see you live again.
Well, I suppose it did.
Oh, it smells so cute and smells so good already.
This is new, sweetie.
Oh my goodness.
You take about 8 of them home.
Full. That'll last you a year.
Look at that. Look at this place.
There we are.
That's what happens as you get older.
So where are we today?
So we are at Hard Truth Distilling finally here in Nashville, Indiana. Mike and I just got back from the Bourbon Women's Symposium down in Louisville, and now we're meeting up with our friends, Tom and Linda. That's Tom over there on Mike's side.
That's Tom.
That's over here.
That's Linda.
It's Mike.
I'm
I'm
Michael.
Dawn.
That's Dawn.
And can we see the Hard Truth logo? Oh, we can. It's in the background. Yeah, perfect. So anyway, we're going to take a tour.
Yes, with Kathy. Now that she has her name badge, and we know who she is.
Ta-da!
She was out of uniform.
For 5 seconds.
But don't tell anybody. She might get in trouble.
She's great. She's great. She's going to be great because we told her. She's sitting over here looking at us and she's a total judge. Anyway. I'm like, what the heck is this? You guys been here all the time?
That's right.
you threw me under the bus already after losing my name tag. So
Cut it out. Cut it out.
it's all good.
We're walking. We're walking.
You're walking. Thank you. I love your shirt, by the way. It's so cute.
Thank you.
I don't know where we're walking.
It attracts the dust really, really well. It's lovely on a hot day, but they look better than the other shirts that
It's
we
like a
have.
black car.
Yes.
I know. It's hard to
Not
find.
already. How many have you been here before?
We've been here for dinner. We haven't been to the distillery.
You haven't been to the distillery?
We've never been here.
Oh my gosh, well welcome to your new house.
In fact, we almost didn't get here because GPS took us down that road.
Oh yeah, it doesn't know what it's doing.
It's like we saw the big sign. It said maybe it knows something we don't.
Don't follow GPS sometimes.
Yeah.
My husband, even though he knows where to go, he turns it on every time to come to work, so he knows how much time. And it always tells us to go that way, and he always argues with it and comes this way. But you know, we all have our little quirkies, right?
Oh yeah.
So Hard Truth is more of a destination distillery. So it's not you come in, you do a tasting, and you leave. We have almost anything that you can think of to do. So we not only have our base distillery tours, we have ATV tours, we have tiki tours, we have into the barrel tours, we have mixology classes, master old-fashioned classes, Bahama Mama classes, about anything you can think of, we have it here. If you cannot find something to do here at Hard Truth that you enjoy, you're either boring, which we know you're not because you're here, or we haven't thought of it yet, or you haven't told us about something that we need to implement. So it is definitely something to plan your weekend around.
Oh, cool.
So when you came in, you passed rack house number 1, and that holds between 4,000 and 6,000 barrels, depending upon which one of our 4 owners you talk to as to how full it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
Yeah. And you may think, okay, tour guide just told us a rack house instead of a rick house.
did
She
say
must
rack house,
not know what she's talking about. I do know what I'm talking about because here at Hard Truth, we utilize rack houses instead of rick houses. So a rack house is when we store the barrels upright. A rick house is when they're on their side. So our only rick house on property is on a lake. So that is the world's smallest floating brick house. It contains 1 barrel. So we just took off a barrel. It was on there for about 7 years. We are auctioning it off, the contents off, and giving all of the proceeds to Farm Aid, because without our farmers, we would be absolutely nowhere.
That's
right?
true.
Absolutely.
We
would
like
be
farmers.
Dead in the water, bum. So we work with 2 local farmers, one down in Evansville and one in Rushville. Everything that we make here is from grain to glass in the state of Indiana, with the exception with our maple bourbon creams, things like that, because we send those back up to Wisconsin. They add the real Wisconsin cream, bottle it, and then bring it back to us. Over here we have our smokehouse, and we'll go into that on our way back. And then our second rack house is just up here across the way. Yeah, you did notice the lovely plants and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything in here has a purpose, not only for beauty, but even as to keeping the mosquitoes and the mice away.
Oh, nice.
So rack house 2 over here does contain 10,000 barrels. It is all the way full, so we had to start rack house number 3. So just opening the property in 2018, we are very quickly growing. Our production is at about 4,500 barrels a year, and now our goal is to be up to 7,500 in a year.
Very cool.
That's pretty fast.
everywhere. So.
Pretty fast. So our farmers come right up here. They bring in the grain. Brian Smith, our master distiller, he says yes or no. Then when he says yes, they're allowed to unload it. The first one is yellow dented corn. Second one is rye. Third one is red winter wheat.
Okay, cool.
Any questions so far? Awesome.
It's so cool. The vibe is so cool here. we just got started, right?
You're just
That's so
starting.
cool.
Then you
That's
just saw the little bitty edge.
Thank you.
So right here is just kind of a picture. This is one of our farmers. He is 2nd generation farmer. So this is Doug Miller. He has his degree from Purdue. Both of our farmers do. We are in IU territory. However, we cannot say that Purdue does not have us beat on the ag department.
Go Boilers!
My youngest daughter graduated from Purdue, so.
Yeah, so did that one.
Yay!
We don't talk to her.
Our youngest son graduated from Purdue.
See?
And we tease this one in the middle with the black shirt. That's Brian Smith. He's our master distiller. We tease that he goes through every single grind to make certain it's perfect. It's almost that bad. We even talks with them about the soil.
Oh, okay.
Because we want to make certain everything is just right. We need high quality products for our customers.
Wow. I love this. I love this.
And then right over here is kind of showcasing what every distillery needs for no, don't keep looking over there, I just ruined it. What every distillery needs to make a great whiskey. One, we have a great relationship with our farmers, and I was talking like Brian Smith goes through everything, even the soil. It's no-till soil, so that we make certain not only are you getting the great product, that we take care of our environment as well. You need water, right? We are in the sweet spot of having great water. That limestone helps us to make a great whiskey. If you don't have great water, you don't have a great whiskey at all. You guys said you just came back from Kentucky, right? So you were able to know they have that. They're known for their Kentucky bourbon, right? Tennessee whiskey. Indiana is Indiana rye whiskey. So we got that in 2021 with Governor Holcomb to declare Indiana as a rye whiskey state.
Okay, cool.
So that doesn't mean we don't make bourbon. We do. We, opened that up. We released that February. So we do have 3 bourbons that we released in February.
Does the master distiller inspect every load that comes in, or?
That's what they say. That's what they
Okay,
tell us.
okay.
He wants to make certain we know that it's going to be high quality because he works so well with the farmers. But they don't dump until either Brian or somebody who is approved goes ahead and says yes or no. We are different because most distillers do a sour mash process. We use a sweet mash process. So the sour mash process, as you know, from batch to batch to batch, they use that back set to regulate everything. So they also do it because most distilleries have those wooden fermentation tanks. You can get rid of the unwanted bacteria, right? Yeah. They do that though by reducing the pH, which increases the acidity, and that helps them get rid of that bacteria. We can use with fresh grains 100% of the time because we're a newer distillery. We use steel fermentation tanks, so we can lab clean our equipment. We feel that gives a cleaner, more authentic grain taste because we're not tearing away at the grain when we increase that acidity. Also, if you test the barrels at about 4 months old, it tastes like it's been aging for about a year.
Oh wow.
So, any questions so far?
No, I did take notes on that yesterday. The other day, I guess, about the whole bacteria and the raising and lowering the pH. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I did actually learn something.
learned
new.
something.
Well,
Yay.
you kind of just pay attention
You
a little bit
pay
more, right?
attention, you pick up, you watch
Yeah.
videos,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Exactly.
So,
I love this one right there.
come in.
Oh, cool.
Or now not so secret door since I left it open.
Oh my gosh.
It is a pretty cool door. If I had a big enough house, I would install that.
Oh my god.
All right, so once it is done, they've dumped the grain, then they take it to the grain room, they mill it up, right, a little bit coarser than flour-like consistency, and then when they're running a batch, they will bring it into the mash cooker. So let's say we're doing an RW2, which is a high road rye. What they will do is they will bring in the corn. So corn, they will mix it with water, add it, it'll be about 200 degrees, and then when they bring in the rye down to 165 and the malted barley down to 145. It is in here between 4 to 6 hours. After it's here, we cool it down and then we pump it over here. Let me see what we're making here. We're making BW4G, which means bourbon whiskey for grain. So this is step we're making right now. So you notice we are in an open fermentation tank. just like our rack houses. The rack houses aren't heated or cold, and it's open, you know, ish there. This is only heated by what? The yeast. So as we add the yeast, it produces, I don't feel any heat coming off of it right now. It's heat, heat, CO2, and ethanol. So it's open, so yeah, go ahead and dip your finger in there. Grab a taste. Yeah. However you want.
Do like that.
And it tastes a little different depending upon what day it is. So this looks to me, so you can see that there's been a little bit of evaporation there, right? And there's some, it's still bubbling quite a bit. It's usually in these fermentation tanks between 3 and 5 days, depending upon how it responds. Also, with you guys just putting your finger in there, you are going to have to now come back in another 4 years, because now you helped make a part of this bourbon. Part of you is now going to be within each bottle. Not really, it's just funny. Any germs, you know, give way during the distillation process. Oh my gosh, you just set off a reaction, didn't you?
She has the touch.
See, now it's even different.
Yeah.
Very good. So these are 3 2,500 gallon tanks. Over here, they're 3 5,000 gallon tanks. We just installed these last September. And when we first started in 2015 distilling, I know we said we opened up here in 2018, but we started distilling in 2015. We started with those fermentation tanks down there, 300 gallons. Oh my God. And now you those throw that off. What? That kind of shows you how quickly we are progressing.
That.
All right.
So what is that pipe right there?
The pipe, you know what? I can't really for 100% tell you, but I'm assuming it's to catch all of the
CO2, yeah.
Oh, I didn't think
So
about
that
that.
is my guess.
Because I just saw that first time yesterday, where we were, and I was like, I never paid attention to that before.
I bet you. I noticed.
I bet you.
Yeah.
I would say I'm 99% certain that that's what it's for, but you
Since
know.
it's held together with duct tape, I'm going to say just sucking in.
Maybe, yeah. All right. Once it's done here, then we bring it over here.
It's very clean.
Yeah.
It's our board document.
Now I'm also
This
still
one
better.
is almost ready to cut off. I'm guessing probably tomorrow. It's probably going to be running through the still, would be my guess.
It's a little thicker on top. That's so cool.
So once it's done there, we bring it over here to our beer wall. It is called distiller's beer at this point because it's about the same percentage of a good distiller's beer, right? You don't want to drink it at this point. It's not great. However, it's just like a big KitchenAid mixer. It's just blending everything up, getting ready to have it pumped over at about 5 gallons a minute over to the still.
Oh, the pretty stuff.
That's a beautiful stuff. So our stills were the copper was brought in, imported from Germany, all over the copper from. Then the copper company who makes all the lovely stills, like the very high quality products, and they have to turn our stills into off. So this is our column still. The decant 5 windows down, that's where the whiskey comes in at. It falls, so underneath each window is a perforated copper plate. The mash falls down through those. Each copper plate is heated by 2.5 million BTUs. And then that heats that started below the boiling point of water, but above that on alcohol. So then the alcohol vapor dries. They go up into the condenser. The condenser liquefies it, brings it back down to the doubler where all the magic happens. What do you do with all the spent mash? That gets pumped out to the back of our distillery, and we give it back to the farmers right now free of charge. And then with that, we say that Indiana also has happy cows because it has a little bit of alcohol in it. It's just not California that has it. So once it's down here in the doubler, that's where all the magic happens. It comes out and it looks like this when it comes right off the 140 and 160 proof. So it's pretty hot at that point. Normally I would give you a taste there or anything here, so I'm going to take this bottle with us over the tasting room and we'll taste it in the tasting room. So even though this is lovely, we cannot put it in a new American white oak toasted and charred barrel unless we proof it down. And we proof it down, we have to below 125, but Brian likes it between 113 and 118 proof. That's what he sees as a sweet spot for us.
Do you always distill at that 140, 160 range?
That's normally what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
You don't want to go above 160. It doesn't always end up well if you do that.
And then you have to at least go 125 or lower.
To get into the barrel.
I definitely, yeah.
Cool.
And Kelvin.
That's that vodka
Fridge
stuff.
is where we get our barrels. So right.
I know we're also geeky about stuff
Yeah.
like this. Like we know the difference. We just hear it and we just go, oh, okay, oh, okay. Indiana stores.
And then the gin and the vodka is in the stripper's grill, which is right over there.
So vodka.
Oh, yeah. We like it.
This kind of shows you how deep those fermentation tanks are, right? This makes a good place for a picture. I know you guys have it all down. I could take your picture for you, but I know you have a cell phone. As long as you stay in front of those poles, you're good to go. No, it's empty.
No rum.
No rum! I'm so sorry. Our rum though is done with black pearl molasses, sugar cane, and yeast. So that is the inside of Rack House 1 before it's completely full. So it makes a nice great picture like that.
Now Rack House this way and this is this.
Correct. Yep.
I'm sure I told that before. This is the first time I've taken it.
Yeah, no, everybody second guesses me. They're like, oh, the little tour guide said Rack House instead of Rick House.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
So hopefully they started their smoker this morning. If not, there might be a remnant on it. Oh, it's not on yet. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
smells
apologize.
so
But you
good.
can still kind of smell it.
Oh yeah.
Smell it. Oh my
So
gosh.
if we decide to go ahead and finish off a,
I like it.
whiskey with a smoked flavor, they will bring them in here, attach it to the bunghole, fill it with smoke, let it rest, then go ahead and put the whiskey in, let it set for a little while until Brian determines that that's the flavor profile he wants, and then they'll bottle it after that.
Very cool.
And watch your steps,
So it goes in here.
larger steps.
That's so.
Those into the barrel.
That's where it's coming from.
Interesting.
I know.
I had no idea they did that.
That's cool.
So did they let you go to be a brand ambassador?
I wish, right? I'd go.
Yeah, who gets the Caribbean tour?
I think I need to test it and make certain they're doing it right.
What's the, what is that, where you go into stores and do the purchasing?
You're talking about the
All right, now
you're talking about
Oh.
Secret buyers or?
I guess one of these 4 chairs.
I'm just gonna say this first right away. I gotta say, I love it when there's only like a few people on a tour.
Yes.
You came on the right day.
Yeah.
So Sundays
Yeah.
are slower, so you get a little bit more
I suspected that was probably
personalized attention.
I don't know where she's putting me.
Here, I'll scooch all the way down so we don't have to.
Or we can switch them to 2 and back,
No.
2 and back, whatever.
Just figure out if it's going boy, girl, girl, boy, boy.
Yeah.
All right.
So who wants to try the white dog?
Well, yeah.
Everybody?
We'll try.
All right, so because this hasn't been proofed down, it is not like as they say, a Kentucky pug. right? Good. I learned on one other tour that I can't say Indiana hug. Or I can say Indiana hug, I just can't say Hoosier hug, because apparently that has another meaning.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. And I got
dirty?
well, no, it's a. I had a couple surgeons in here, so it has something to do with that. We won't remove it. So this is about 141 proof. So it's going. I say it gives you an Indiana uppercut because it hasn't been proofed down yet.
That's a good way to describe it. Oh, you know what? That is really good. That is
It's very good.
That's sweet and very good.
Is prior to. So the reason we have you taste this is because it's prior to it's being proofed down and before it's been aged. So you kind of see what it comes off as.
Man, look at that.
So I know what you all should
Smell the corn.
sign up for is a moonshiners experience. You should come back down and do that. We are the only distillery in the state of Indiana that has an exemption to where we can take you out into the woods, teach you how to do a second distillation, go through the process. You spend about 4 hours with us out in the woods watching the still drip. We feed you breakfast, we feed you lunch, we give you drinks. It's beautiful. So now that we've gone through all of that, we are going to go through our tasting. I'm going to explain them chronologically as a company, and then we'll taste the other direction. So our sweet mash rye is the very first whiskey that we released and did from grain to glass here. This one is 94% rye, 6% malted barley as the mash bill on that. This particular batch comes in at 120.8 proof. It is lovely. We'll go ahead and go through the tasting here in just a second.
Just smell it. Just smell it.
There's always one that jumps through.
Is it Tom? Of course.
It's not. And then this one, our sweet mash rye whiskey, just received 3rd in the world for an American rye whiskey, which is
Cool.
really, really cool. It has also received double platinum.
Nice.
This one is our High Road Rye. So a lot of people gave us some feedback. As we were a rye whiskey company, they're like, but we like bourbon. Why can't we get a bourbon? Of course, we had our MGP bourbon, that was labeled Sipes. We had that, but they wanted something here that we produced. We're like, all right. So we did the one that was a little bit more accessible. So you all know, I know you know that to be considered a rye, you have to be 51% or more of rye in your mash bill. So this is just over that. It's 55% rye. So it's barely a rye. And then 36% corn. So that gave those people who want more of a bourbon flavor and not much of a rye flavor, it gave them something to be happy about until our bourbon was ready to be released. And this is only 93 proof. And then speaking of our bourbon, this is sweet mash rye bourbon. It is 73% corn, and then 19% rye, and the rest malted. So, and this is only 90 proof. So now we can go through the tasting. I know you all know how to taste. The only thing I'm going to share with you different to maybe contemplate doing is when you are smelling it, instead of nosing it, one way we do it at Hard Truth is we put it underneath our lips and slightly tilt it and breathe through our lips and our nose at the same time. It gives you a couple other extra layers of flavor instead of just one note from the nose. So I generally take people, we're gonna start with number 1 over here.
So left.
So the sweet mash rye, and then you can do the High Road Rye, then the sweet mash.
Yeah, that's an interesting tip. I've never
This
heard
way,
of
right?
that.
And we're gonna go from my right to my left.
That's a sweet mash bourbon here.
Sweet mash bourbon. Yep. So we're gonna start with sweet mash bourbon,
Yep.
High Road Rye, and then sweet mash rye.
I like that there's not a lot of ethanol in that first. Yeah, that's a killer right off the bat.
And as you know, that's your first one is your sacrificial sip, right?
Yep.
We did that with that.
Well, you kind of did. You kind of did. But I would leave a little bit of the sweet mash bourbon and go back to it after you've tasted the other two. And then I would love to hear kind of what your take is on them as you move through.
Yep.
Because I get some of the notes that they tell us about, but everybody's profile is a little bit different, right?
Yeah. I get heat going right through the front, forward, and out of the nose right away. It doesn't last though, which is great for me today. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And on your first taste, probably too.
Exactly.
Now it'll probably change as you move back through.
That is so soft and mellow. It's smooth. I like that.
It smells like the rack house.
It smells like the rack house.
Yeah.
You
But
get
I love
the
that.
oak
I
and
love
that
that
angel share kind of smell that you get.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of an Irish whiskey because it's just not overpowering. It's just
Yeah.
it's just there. It's sweetness. It's you could drink that all day and
Like this is a bourbon.
not be good
chair.
at night.
Yeah.
I wish I could drink it all day, but
I know.
You won't tell.
I'd be 3 sheets to it.
Right. This would be a good one for my husband. Like we're both extreme to like dry stuff, and he likes sweet stuff and wines. But
And that's a nice
yeah, this
middle.
is a great blend. So I like that proof point because it's like I like high proof, but this is very nice. easy
And
drink.
Brian, our master distiller, likes to explain that don't get stuck on the proof because sometimes it can be a high proof and still just be nice and smooth and lovely. So you don't have to have that burn or anything when the proof increases, if you do it right.
Right. Did you guys go to number 2 yet?
I did.
I tasted it.
She's on it. She don't mess around, right? I'm just.
Is anybody filming you?
No one ever
Occasionally-
films
occasionally
me.
we get it.
I'm in none of the pictures. You know,
You
the
are
family
so
doesn't know who I am.
Such
Do I
a
need to do
liar.
this? Do you have your permission?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like everyone at the
Pressure's on, Mike. Tell us what you're smelling and what you're tasting.
now this smells more like a bourbon than bourbon.
Yeah, it's the smell is coming stronger.
Tastes more like a bourbon too.
Which is kind of funny because it's a rye.
But I like the color.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Although the sweet mash rye is darker. All right, taste.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, man, that's good.
Oh, that's not a
He
rye.
does do that.
That's not a rye.
That does not taste like a rye. That is
It's just
so good.
just slightly over, right?
Yeah.
That
It's
is
that
nice and
55.
There's enough
Yep.
corn in it to sweeten it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sweet. There's some oil to it, so the mouth feels good.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I do too.
Nice.
I like both of them, but I really like this one.
The middle one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I think that's one we've seen at Vic's.
Mm.
The high road rye.
Yeah.
I bet if we do
There you
this,
go. That works too.
we can. No, it was better this way. We have all of you.
Geez, it smells.
Number 3.
Go back to number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
Number 3, the sweet mash rye.
So what's your favorite?
These are awesome.
My favorite out of these 3 is, well, if I make an old fashioned with a mixture between the sweet mash rye as a ½ ounce and then 2 ounces of the sweet mash bourbon.
So what's the proof on the sweet mash rye?
That is 120.
Okay. And all
Oh yeah, it
these,
doesn't have the proof on it.
all these, all the.
And some of them do have the proof, and they mixed up on. There are a couple errors on
Well,
the
it's barrel
card.
strength, so it can vary.
It varies on that one, yeah. That's why I said which batch it was.
Now there, I'm picking up
I'm picking
that
up
rye note. That
definitely rye.
kind of
Typical note of a rye, like a Jill. Jill, kind of a little minty.
dill,
But
mint,
it's kind of
menthol.
subtle though, don't you think?
Yeah.
Definitely smell the brown.
Orchard fruit, correct pepper. Yeah, you can get there.
I kind of get a little bit of cherry
Yeah.
on
Like a
the
dark
a dark cherry.
Mm-hmm. And it's got some heat on, again, at the upper part of my roof, but it's lingering a little longer, the finish is a little longer on that. But it's not, well, it's coming down there a little bit. Here it comes. That might be this from the weekend.
Thank you. You did a great job.
Thanks. But hopefully it wasn't too shaky.
No, that's the whole point of this little device.
Yeah,
Is it?
doesn't
It
shake
doesn't
really.
shake. All right. So my favorite whiskey here at Hard Truth is the Distiller's Reserve Sweet Mash Rye Chocolate Malt. You smell the chocolate, you taste it. It's definitely one you just want to sip. I drink neat. It's beautiful. I tried it in an old fashioned. It's the worst thing I ever did to it. I will never do that again.
Isn't that funny? Sometimes
It just didn't work with it, but I probably didn't get, the balance between the bitters and the chocolate. Now it doesn't have chocolate in it. It's just how they treated the barley, right?
Okay.
So, a couple of specials that we have going on. I'll talk while you're finishing all of yours. We have this Sweet Mash Rye paired with the maple bourbon cream for the same price as the Sweet Mash Rye. So that's $69. We also have maple bourbon cream, 5 bottles for $59. I don't know if you like the creams or not. I would suggest if you've tried others and you don't like the aftertaste, ours is real cream and real maple from Vermont. The cream is from Wisconsin, so it doesn't have that aftertaste to it.
Yes, that's the one thing about
It is-
creams that I've never liked, but ones that are made real.
It is very lovely. You can just drink it straight. You can pour it over ice cream. You could put it in your coffee as a coffee creamer. Root beer as a melted root beer float is lovely. You can also make adult French toast with it. Because it's real cream. You don't use cream, you just use that with your eggs.
Oh, now
And then
we
you
are going
layer
to
it
have to try
up.
that.
You layer it up with the French toast brioche bread.
Okay.
And it's very lovely.
Ooh.
And then I think we have a vodka and our mixture on sale for $24 for the pair. But those are the specials today.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever witnessed someone drinking all of the rye and emptying it first and not the other. So, and
I say the best for last.
I love it.
I know. I thought I liked the middle one better, and then went back to this first one, and that one is really nice. Second time around.
Yes, it's
Bourbon.
because it's the first. I
Yeah.
always
Even with-
beg people
yeah.
to go back to
Yeah.
it after they have had the others.
Well,
It
that
smells
doesn't drink
so
like
good.
120 proof.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one here is 90. Our other two bourbons, we have a 4-grain bourbon, which is bottled in bond, and we have a wheated bourbon that is bottled in bond. And I will put it up next, the wheated up next and above Maker's Mark. We did a taste testing between that and ours, and to me, ours had more layers of flavor. But,
I'll have to
Do you know
try
what the
that.
age is on the bourbon?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. And to be bottled in bond, it has, well, this one isn't
That's
bottled
not
in
Yeah.
bond, but the other two are bottled in bond, so they
I
must be
love
at
the
least
4
4
grains
years.
you guys have.
I'm sorry?
The 4 grain,
The 4-grain is lovely. It also makes a great old fashioned.
it's just nice.
I think now.
It's just
Oh
nice.
gosh, it's nice neat too. That's our camping bourbon. So we camp, and when my husband and I get the camper set up, and we haven't had any, well, even if we don't even fight. We get the camper set up, everything's lovely. We get out our camping bourbon, which this year it is our 4-grain. So we pour each other a thing, we cheers, and we sit down and enjoy a glass of bourbon.
Yeah, let's see what that smells like after it sits for a few minutes.
Right. I don't remember, what did you guys like the best out of all these? I mean, again, I'm not saying it's not really fair comparison, but just what we're presented with right now.
To be honest, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not a rye, we're not. I'm
You're not a rye
guy.
person.
It's a
That's the
little
reason
hot,
we're,
but-
it's third in the world, right? It's really good.
It's a little hot on my tongue, but it's good.
But it's not 120 proof hot,
No,
Yeah.
which is surprising.
so I'm saying it didn't drink like
Yeah.
120.
I would say
I know
agree.
here, I'm the one fan.
I know.
Yeah.
It is
I'm a little warm.
okay, so the reason we leave the lights off when people aren't in here, the lights heat it up quite a bit. So we have
Oh, it's still
Oh yeah, those lights.
they
Need some LEDs, but yeah, there's
yeah.
Yeah.
We can tell them that we're just tour guides who
So I guess I'm gonna have to try it down for the chocolate. See if I can
Oh
do it.
yes, the chocolate. And I didn't talk through the water process. You know, if you need to open it up,
Yeah.
you definitely can do that with
I
the
usually do
water.
that.
So I loved having you and meeting you today. I apologize I didn't wear the camera.
It's okay. No, it was
I think
quite.
you got a better tour because I wasn't as worried or
Under duress.
nervous.
You've been great.
You've been great, yeah.
So, I don't mind talking, but I'm like, okay, if they're recording, I can't do
I
this.
know, I
Look,
got that too. We
I'm a
got
teacher,
that.
and when we had to record lessons over COVID,
Oh, my
I was just like, ugh.
Because normally it's really, really noisy out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yours actually was quiet.
Yeah, we were at Bardstown
Yeah.
yesterday.
Bardstown, it's
and
like-
it was so noisy.
Yeah.
We were like,
We actually had the master
Oh, I love
distiller.
the
Yeah.
Bardstown.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Typically,
good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't like white
I don't like
dog.
white dog.
This is
normally.
good.
Oh, I've heard this is
Yeah.
the best white dog ever.
this is really good white dogs.
It is very good white dog.
So you said you're a teacher?
Yes, I teach during the week, and I do this on the weekends.
Oh. So what's your favorite class?
Well, I teach special education.
Oh.
So I can teach preschool through 12th grade, but this year I have preschool, second and fourth.
Well,
She's your teacher.
So you know how to handle bourbon people.
There are some overlaps, not in usually on a distillery tour, but when I'm doing the ATV tours, definitely some
That's
overlaps.
what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do
Okay,
that.
so what is all involved in the ATV tours? Because I'm thinking on it.
Oh
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah, you definitely
Me too.
should. We have 325 acres here. So we take you out on the ATV trails. We do about 5 stops, and at each stop, you take
better, I'm
a
smelling your
sip of
hands.
one of
Yeah,
our
I
products
think it's
or a
fine.
beverage of
You
one
can
of our
really smell the
products.
grain.
And then we tell you a little bit about the history and more about the product. And you get to see almost all of Hard Truth that way. Here you're only seeing about 80 to 90 acres by the eye.
Proof that.
But
Oh, wow. So what's the tiki thing?
the tiki, we have a tiki boat, and because we have
Not on the same
we
pond
have
with the
3.
brick house,
It's
no.
not no. Yes.
I was gonna ask.
Okay, it's a little bit bigger than that. It's still a pond, right? But it's our fire suppression pond. So we had to dig out a pond that's
Oh,
attached to the
yeah.
pump house, to the rack houses. Because we are out of ways, we have to be able to put out, or at least start putting out the fires
Yeah.
Right.
until they get here. Brown County, we have volunteer firefighters,
Mhm.
so it takes a hot minute
Yep. I
to
understand
get
that.
everybody here. So
Did you say hot minute?
I didn't mean to, but yes, I guess I did.
We'll just slip.
But
Huh?
but I would highly recommend
Oh, yeah.
that you do it
That
too.
sounds like, no, probably sooner rather than later, but it's beautiful here in the fall with all the color.
Absolutely,
So-
absolutely. And if you come back, ask for Kathy and Travis. We'll
Yes.
take you out. We run
So
the
is Travis
best
your
tour.
husband?
Travis is my husband.
Is that the
yeah.
one who gave you the keys?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
Well, thank you very much. I
Awesome.
appreciate
Thank you.
getting to know you. If you need anything, let me know. If you decide on an ATV tour, I can look and see if we have anything available today. If not, come back and
For sure.
join us again. So.
Thank
Is
you
it better
so
in the
much,
fall
Kathy.
when all the
We
leaves are
appreciate
changed?
Do
it.
what?
Is it better in the fall when all the leaves are changed?
It's very beautiful. I would say if you want it in the fall, you need to book it now,
Oh,
or very soon.
Yeah.
So it is our busy season, and
So
we're
you look at our
just going like crazy.
football schedule.
yeah.
Do you guys ever go to IU football games?
No.
Well, what I was alluding to is IU Purdue game kind of thing. Like we would be there for the Purdue side since we're in IU country, as she said.
I knew that was
I
coming.
don't necessarily want to go there. You know, we don't have to do football. Let's just do Nashville.
Nashville's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Math classes across the street?
Right here in this hallway.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the mixology goes in here.
Do you have a?
How do we get in the mixology?
Oh, no, I love it.
I told her she should have gone to the women's.
We'll find her.
Yeah,
We'll find her.
go.
We'll definitely find her. You're going next year too. She's like, you're We're still on.
I think if she would have probably had at least, I mean, somebody that she knew was.